Dear students of class 9A and 9B, you are welcome to this class. The points as I mentioned, please look at it. The same chapter, chapter number 10, same topic, emergence of composite culture. Points as I mentioned, contributions of Muslim saints, contributions of Christian missionaries, Muslims and the medieval religious practices, Sufi movement, clarifications of the saints to gain popularity. So these are the points, my dear students. As per these points, I am going to clarify, I am going to teach this lesson. Now, contributions of Muslim saints. What were the contributions the Muslim saints left for the people? You know, the Muslim saints from the very beginning were determined to popularize the concept of Islam among the Muslims. In the Muslim community, there were two sects. Number one, the Shias. Number two, the Sunnis. But during the Middle Ages, there blossomed a more mystical version of the religion called Sufism. Sufism made a reconciliation between these two sects, Shias and Sunnis, and this concept, Sufism, temporarily strengthened the religious, strengthened their moralities, their views. They realized what to do for the all-round development of religion. This form of Islam evolved in Persia and gradually found its way to India around 12th century. It gained immense popularity in India. Now why? Because almost all people of India, Muslim people of India, they received the knowledge of Islam through their saints from time to time. Their saints taught the concept of Islam with copious examples through the mosques. So followers, attended religious ceremonies and gained knowledge, and also by this way it became its fame. It gained popularity, and afterwards no one was there who had any doubt about the concept of Islam, only because of the contributions of the Muslim saints. And the concept of Sufism also encouraged them. The concept of Sufism also highlighted the Muslims' thinkings and Muslims' thoughts. That's why there was none to ignore the concept of Sufism. And there came a reconciliation, there came a good understanding between the Muslims, two sects, Shias and Sunnis. Temporarily it happened, but in the afterwards, their relationship was strained due to other reasons. Now, and during the medieval age, one group said to other, you can stay here as long as you want. You can stay with us as long as you want. And another group also said it to others the same language. As long as you can wish, you can stay with us. So, and as long as they were quiet, they could work peacefully. And why? Because of the contributions of the Sufi saints, contributions of the Muslim saints. And then it happened that occurred a new age, the era of the Muslims, the medieval age. A number of rulers ruled during that age. They also contributed a lot for the welfare of the religion Islam. And afterwards, they, afterwards they also dedicated their lives for the welfare of this religious concept, Islam. And Sufism also became, Sufism also was accepted by them. And it gained immense popularity also. It gains the Christian missionaries. Next point, the Christian missionaries. The concept of Christianity also encouraged the Christian missionaries. They came to India and decided to spread the knowledge of Christianity among the Indians. They started traveling remote villages also and converted the villagers from Hinduism to Christianity. The Church of St. Francis of Assisi, in Port Kochi, is another example of the composite culture of India. During that time, it was built by the Portuguese and once housed the remains of Vasco da Gama, which were, later moved to Lisbon. The Portuguese was Roman Catholics actually. The church was taken over by the British and was made in Anglican Church. Today, it is under the Archaeological Survey of India and it is a protected monument open to people from all over the world. So, during that period when the Kochi had become a center of Christianity, a number of people received the knowledge of Jesus Christ and his life, and they all became Christians. Almost all people, not all, almost all people received the knowledge of Jesus Christ and converted themselves from Hinduism to Christianity only because of the contributions of the Sufi saints. Initially they provided them education, the knowledge of modern education. They received knowledge from them and they realized that new religion would be good for them than Hinduism. They received, they converted themselves to be Christians and also made their own group. And later on, they were given many concessions by the British. And next point, Muslims and the medieval religious practices. Muslims and the medieval religious practices. During medieval period, the Muslims, practiced something, but they practiced it independently. They believed the concept of Sufism under the guidelines of their rulers who ruled the country during the medieval period in India. According to the Sufis or Sufi saints, it was decided the certain teachings and preachings also were made by them. These were: number one, there is only one God. In my previous class I discussed there is only one God and men are his children. All men are his children, the children of the Almighty God. The God is omnipotent. The best way to earn God's blessing is to work for the benefit of mankind, according to Sufi saints. Love and brotherhood and central to his form of worship. Worship is a joyous occasion which with music and singing, not a solemn occasion with serious prayers. Liberated minds bring about individual and social progress. And truth in action and thought helps the soul to progress. Truth in action and thought helps the soul to progress. That means one act of thinking honestly, truly, can give a person to be pious, can give a person a quality to be pious. The quality of, purityness. They would be able to think God deeply. They could feel the existence of God within themselves. And that's why it liberated their minds. It liberates their minds to bring about individual and social progress also. They not only think about themselves, but think about others, other people, so that they can extend their cooperation towards other and they can get others people benefited. That's why they always always establish, they always set up an example of love and brotherhood for as love and brotherhood in order to pay tribute, respect towards the Almighty God. Besides, the Sufis were organized into 12 orders in silsilas. Why? Because the Sufis decided to introduce good system. They decided to reform, to remove superstitions, orthodox attitudes, prejudices. Each Sufi order was based in the Kankas or Hermitage. The main religious orders were Chisti and Soharwardi and Naqshbandi. Each was headed by a teacher or peer and had several disciples or murids. Say, they were given some responsibility, some assignments to look after, to take care of the peoples so that they could gain better knowledge, they could receive proper knowledge or not. If there was any deficit, they would be treated. They would take care special. They would take special care for them so that they could receive proper knowledge, they could gain knowledge, and they could become a part of their religion and religious programs. That's why liberated minds brought about a new era where individuality, in the concept of individuality was removed, and the concept of universal application also was set up. And by this way, the best way, the Sufis preachings and teachings, the best way to earn God's blessing is to work for the benefit of the mankind. This concept was also established, and people gain knowledge from them. People realize that what to do and what not to do, what was right thing, what was wrong thing. They realize that they had to be pious, honest, and they had to be truthful to their duties and responsibilities. And almost all people, by that way, they came forward to receive the knowledge of Sufism. Up to this, my dear students, next day, other points. Thank you.